What's good, YouTube? See one Matt back in the building, back with another video. This is a quick local video. It's part of where I grew up at. I'm curious. So I was born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama, North Side, Sippico, Evergreen Bottom, and grew up a lot of different projects, but mainly on the east side, Gate City. Spent a lot of summers in Norwood, all that good stuff, like a lot of good places, a lot of wild memories, trauma, and then a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff I don't know if I would do again. I would kind of like it to be less stressful, but it made me who I am, and I learned a lot, avoided a lot of danger. So kind of. But anyway, the point is, this guy right here is going to say the 5 best neighborhoods in Birmingham, Alabama. I just want to see how true it is. I want to see what his take is. I'm going to give you my perspective as a person that grew up in the projects in inner city Birmingham and also lived in a nice neighborhood growing up in Birmingham. So I'm going to sit here and be honest with y'all and let y'all know if it's the actual Birmingham area or if they're talking about the metro area, because there's a difference. So his name is Adam Snow. I don't know why I want to say Adam Snow, baby. Adam Snow, baby! He's a realtor, I'm guessing. But he's in the real estate. But without further ado, let's watch this video. Link to his channel in the description box below. Shout out to him for making time out to do these videos. I'm curious about what he's going to say. And I'm sure his point of views is going to be slightly different than mine. But there's going to be similarities that we can both agree to. You feel me? So, let's go. Let's do this.
But now you want to know which areas of Birmingham you should live in. In this video, we're going to go over some of the best communities that you can find here in Birmingham. However, before I start, I do want to say there are a ton of different communities in Birmingham, and I won't be able to cover all of them in this video.
Actually, let me stop before we get started. So before he gets started, let me get started with you right here. Hey, just off the background, mind you, he's downtown Birmingham, off rip, right? He's downtown Birmingham because the railroad, because we are like the Pittsburgh of the South, trade, shipping out as much steel as possible is pretty much how Birmingham came to be. That's why we have a Vulcan that is like I ain't gonna say welder, but he works with steel and all that stuff. He's like the mascot that is over the top of Red Mountain. You know, I ain't gonna say mascot, Jesus, but it's a nice statue. And yeah, he's right there in downtown in the pricey part. So we want to get started with that. Where he's at, it's a nice area. It's peaceful. You can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with the area. Like the train is not really trying to. The train is not going to annoy you. You'll hear it blowing down, like further down, probably like 30 minutes from where he's located, right? There's no reason for the train to be blowing at all where he's located. So don't think living downtown Birmingham is weird because the train will be loud. Nah. Where he's at, peaceful, a lot of good places, and walking distance, save you gas money, you know. Gotta spend a pretty penny.
So I'll be picking 5 communities that are all great, but very different from each other to explore some of the contrast here in the city. But I'll also talk about one other area that's just too good not to mention, so stick around to the end for that. My name is Adam Snow, and I'm a realtor here in Birmingham, Alabama. On this channel, I post a ton of homes.
Snow, baby! I'm sorry, Adam. Sorry. The reason why I say Adam Snow is because me, as a wrestling fan, I was a big fan of Adam Cole, and that was his thing. He was gonna say Adam Cole, but it was just too good to for the wrestling fans. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But it was too good to like. All right.
Tours, videos about Birmingham and moving to Birmingham, and the list goes on. If you want to see more of those videos, be sure to subscribe. But for now, let's get into the video. The first community I want to go over is Homewood, which has consistently been one of the most sought after communities in Birmingham. It's in the city my family lives in as well, so I might be slightly biased, but only slightly. It's known for its small town charm blended with the urban convenience, making it a top choice for those moving to Birmingham. Located just south of downtown, Homewood offers a prime location for those who want the benefit of the city without sacrificing the comfort and community of suburban living. Its proximity to Birmingham ensures that residents have a quick and easy access to the city's major attractions, dining, and cultural events, all while enjoying the quieter, more relaxed pace of Homewood's neighborhoods. One of the features of Homewood is a diverse range of neighborhoods, each offering something distinct. Edgewood, which is a central part, is known for its tree-lined streets and beautiful old homes, many of which date back decades, giving it that feel of an old Lifetime movie. Honestly, take a drive down Broadway or Edgewood Boulevard and tell me it's not the most picturesque view you've ever seen. Homes in this area range around the 700,000 range. Hollywood, which is on the east side, is known for its larger grand homes on larger lots. Average square foot for most of the homes in this area is around 3,000 square foot. So these are larger grand homes. Again, it's the most beautiful homes of all the area. Average sale price in this area is around $800,000, but you can easily spend over $1 million. And then there's West Homewood, which is where my family calls home. This area has been growing rapidly and is perfect for young families. West Homewood has a mix of renovated homes and smaller, older, cute cottages. There are local parks and water park here, and honestly, my family walks to every day. There are beautiful tree-lined streets and coffee shops and new places to eat, all within walking distance. Average sale price in this area is a little under $500,000. Beyond its neighborhoods, Homewood is well known for being one of the best school systems in the state. Last year, niche.com ranked them #1 in the state, actually. Each of the three communities has its own elementary school, and they're all great. Homewood isn't just about the great schools and charming neighborhoods, though. It offers plenty of rec opportunities. Parks like Homewood Central Park and Patriot Park, which I just mentioned in West Homewood, provide spaces for outdoor activities, walking trails, playgrounds, and sports fields. The food and shopping scene in Homewood is probably the best on this list, though. The downtown Homewood and Edgewood area are some of the most amazing places like Johnny's, So Social, Saul's Barbecue, Gianmarco's, the Pizzeria, and so many others. There's also great coffee shops and bakeries. And the same for the shopping, honestly. If you want it, there's a local boutique here in Birmingham that has it. Next on the list, we have to mention Mount.
Time out. All right. So let me translate what he's saying, right? And to start off, so far, with Homewood and Mount Brook, this is describing the Birmingham metro area, not the inner city, not the inner city limits, but the Birmingham metro area as a whole. So, with that being said, Homewood is really a really dope place. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't know how many times Homewood draws me in more than I think Trustville. Trustville has potential. I think Trustville has a lot of room to grow and will continue to grow and will continue to build more. But Homewood, for the little space that it has, it does amazing. It's not necessarily part of the inner city Birmingham, but for it to be part of the metro area, like you cannot, like it has a little bit of everything. I am not gonna lie. It fits so much into its area. A lot of different neighborhoods, just like you described. I go through all of those areas in a short amount of time in the car. And with Birmingham is more wider than tall. So all the cities outside the city limits is going to be wide versus tall, okay? But there's a lot to do in Homewood. A lot of good options pertaining to like places to eat, things to do, especially if you're like a certain caliber, certain group, you know. I mean, black people thrive there. I think Caucasian people, of course, thrive there. It fits their lifestyle for sure. I think like I'm not even gonna lie, it has a mixture of everybody. Like Hispanics is there. Uh, I think Homewood is one of the best places where you want to live a good quality life. You want to have stores. You want to have all these restaurants. You want to have an area where you can like go to the park every day and have a peace of mind or be a little bit away from the city and the traffic. You're still going to deal with traffic with Homewood in general, but you can go into the deep neighborhoods where it's much more peaceful and you don't have to hear the traffic so much. They, they definitely don't deal with trains or the sound of trains too crazy. It's so much variety. Just the amount of space that it covers, so much variety, so many amazing things. You can feel comfortable with the police because the police don't play. The police don't play. If you know, you know. Um, just, I mean, to me, it's one of them towns, cities, where it just made the most of the space that it had, and it was well thought out, well invested, and it's right next to downtown. It's right under downtown. Like, if downtown was my chin, Homewood is right here in my neck. Or if downtown was up here, Homewood is all across here, all across here. My eyes and everything. Like, I ain't gonna lie, Homewood is great. Homewood is great for not being far from downtown Birmingham, being close to everything, like amenities, just to put up with traffic, and you got options all day. You're not that far from the city to travel. Um, School systems are great. School systems are great. It's a really good environment for family to raise a child, to do well in school, this that, and the other. I would definitely say, even from a black person experience, when you want to live a good life, ideal. Yeah. I mean, I know there's going to be some slight bias, of course, everywhere you go. But to me, if I could afford Homewood, I would. Homewood would definitely be in the top five. Like if I decided to stay in the Birmingham metro area, like yeah, Homewood definitely, definitely. Like they could use a few more things, but they don't miss much.
Mountain Brook, Alabama. Mountain Brook is well known for its stunning historic homes, top-rated schools, and that charming village vibe that makes it so special. It's easy to see why it's one of the most desirable places to live in Alabama. Plus, with average home prices well over $1 million, it's definitely one of the most expensive in the state. Established in the 1920s, it's one of Birmingham's first suburban developments. Mountain Brook has maintained its prestigious reputation for nearly a century. If you're looking for that sweet spot where southern charm meets modern convenience, Mountain Brook could definitely be that place. Mountain Brook is known for its stately homes, large wooded lots that are full of character and charm. They really are some of the most beautiful grand homes in all of Birmingham, and I would argue probably the state. The winding streets that line with mature trees creates a gorgeous backdrop that transforms with the season, making every drive to that neighborhood feel special. If you want to go for a drive and see some beautiful homes, this is the place to go. One of those things that makes Mountain Brook so desirable, not just the beautiful homes or the great school system. It's consistently ranked on the top in the Alabama. Niche.com had them ranked 461 out of 24,000 schools and number 2 in the state. The district includes Mountain Brook High School, middle school, and 4 elementary schools. Mountain Brook is packed with outdoor activities that are perfect for getting outside. You've got plenty of parks, trails, and golf courses to choose from. Plus, the Birmingham Zoo and Botanical Garden are right there as well for a family fun outing. Mountain Brook is also renowned for its shopping and dining options that are centered around its 3 distinct villages: Mountain Brook Village, Lane Park, and Crestline Village. Mountain Brook Village and Lane Park, which are right beside each other, offer a great mix of places to eat as well as shopping and dining. Crestline Village has the Emmett O'Neill Library and cozy places like Church Street Coffee, making a go-to spot for locals. Whether you're shopping, dining, or just hanging out, each village has its own vibe and makes it easy to see why people love living here. Mount Brook, Alabama is the perfect mix of Southern charm and modern luxury. Another great suburb to check out when
All right. Let me tell y'all about Mount Brook. Mount Brook is old rich money. There may be a few rich people there, but it's mainly known for old rich money. I would say as far as the school is legit. Great education at the school. However, the diversity sucks. The diversity is going to be mostly Caucasian. Rich people, mostly Caucasian. I would say there's a way to describe it. Jesus. Kind of like Dawson Creek, Gilmore Girls feeling. There might be better shows out there to describe it, but it is like, for me, growing up in the projects and stuff like that, right? I always had aspirations to make better and do better and make something of myself and create, legacy and wealth and all of that stuff. So to me, going through Mountain Brook always inspired me, because you see simple houses for the people that don't need much of a house, don't need that much space, this, that, and the other. You see so many different yards and ideas to do with your yard and creativity and stuff like that. It does have classic house settings. There's a house that reminds me of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in a sense, like in Loki. There's some beautiful houses there, definitely there. I think even if I had the money to live there one day, I probably wouldn't, just because naturally, there's a few things that I personally look for. I look for a peaceful place with diversity. Mountain Brook has its access. It has a great breakfast spot, another Broken Egg. Shout out to them. It has a few great places that once you actually take time out to actually check them out, they're not so bad. But they're not like the best spots, And it's pretty much like isolated, pieced out, very quaint, very peaceful, comfortable luxury. That's the feeling I get. One of my favorite spots actually is there because of the amount of peace I could get. Which is a park and trail, which I could get my exercise and stuff like that at. I love the scenery. I love the background, especially in the spring. It's good. Like, it's good for a family structure, a rich family structure, just to have a peace of mind after going through a long week and all this stuff, and sticking to the core family values of going to church or doing family outings and stuff like that, but still coming back to the peace, even after you go through all the noise every day, But again, diversity matters. As far as the school, the education is there for sure. The sports is kind of a hit or miss. Like, don't get me wrong, they're really good. They're really good in sports, but for like diversity mixed with championship caliber, you might want to go somewhere else. And all the places they describing so far is going to be the metro Birmingham area, not like the actual city limits of Birmingham. So these are areas that are self-sufficient outside the city limits, but part of the Birmingham metro area that makes Birmingham metro area really, really amazing. So keep that in mind.
Considering Birmingham is Vestavia Hills. Just 6 minutes south of downtown, this area offers a mix of beautiful homes, top-rated schools, and that warm southern charm. Let's start off by talking about the neighborhoods in Vestavia because they are all kind of different. There's Liberty Park, which is a master plan community with over 1,500 families. There's a blend of new construction and more traditional.
I I'm gonna try to do this differently because I feel like I'm gonna forget certain parts when I do this. Liberty Park is amazing. It's another rich neighborhood where there's peace, there's tranquility. Definitely a family structure could be there. If you want to have a peaceful outing where you could grow up and watch your kid play sports, and they have wonderful facilities, I could bag this up. Yeah. As a person that travels through the good and the bad parts, this is one of the most, I ain't gonna say overrated, definitely legit. Like, idea. Like, I would probably live in Liberty, what's it say? Liberty City? Over Mountain Brook. And they're not that far from each other.
Homes built in the early 1990s. The neighborhood is centered around the old Overton Golf Course, which is consistently ranked among Alabama's top 5 private courses. Definitely a perk for the golf lovers. What's even better is that Liberty Park has its own dining, shopping, and fitness options. Don't have to leave the community for anything they need unless they really want to. Homes in Liberty Park range from around $300,000 up to $2 million. Average home price is around $575,000, with an average home size of around 3,300 square feet. Another great neighborhood in Vestavia is Cobble Heights. This area offers a unique mix of older homes filled with newer homes as well. The best part of Cobble Heights is the location at Highway 280, which makes getting to everything from the summit to downtown Birmingham a breeze. Medium sale price in Cobble Heights is around $460,000, but you range from $300,000 all the way to up to $1 million. And of course, there's Vestavia Hills proper, which is the oldest and the original part of Vestavia Hills. Several homes in this area date back to the early 1900s when it was developed. A lot of the homes here come with larger lots, and again, some of the older historic homes mixed with large new construction. Like in Homewood, it's very popular here to tear down older, smaller homes to build a larger new home. Average sale price in this area is around $750,000, but like the other two, you can easily spend over $1 million. One of the things that's also a major draw for Vestavia is the school system. The schools here are some of the best in the state. Vestavia competes each year with Mountain Brook and Homewood. Vestavia also has several parks like Wald Park, which was just recently redone. It's probably one of my wife's favorite parks that they go to probably at least once a week. There's also their library, which is called Library in the Woods, and it's really, really cool. It got that name because of how it's located. So it's a great one to check out as well. When it comes to local dining and shopping, the Summit's probably the biggest draw for the city, which has a combination of high-end retailers, local boutiques, and all the restaurants that you could possibly want. Now, number 4 on this list, I'm going to combine two.
So, Vestavia Hills is top 5 in my places to stay in Birmingham, in the Birmingham metro area. Like, yeah. It's definitely another rich neighborhood. Nothing to snuff at, right? But it's also I'm gonna say it's more spacious than Homewood, but has the same reflection of Homewood, if that makes sense, right? But here's where I love Homewood the most, right? Well, Homewood's close to the downtown, so being that Birmingham is one of the biggest places for healthcare and stuff like that in the South now, that just kind of works out. So technically, Homewood is going to be closer because if you live in Vestavia, you got to go through Homewood to get to downtown to work at the hospital or whatever medical field or the University of Alabama Birmingham. Go Blazers. Go Blazers. And to get to a lot of stuff that, pays you well to live that great lifestyle and stuff like that, there's a few other places out on the outskirts, but mainly that concentration, Homewood is closer. I start feeling like when you go through the traffic slowly starts dying out in Vestavia Hills. Vestavia Hills has a lot of options, a lot of different diversity. They have the combination of houses, beautiful houses, with different inspiration and construction, and the way that they build give you a lot of ideas of how to make things work for your own house one day. If you, build your own house or purchase a house, there's a lot of great houses to choose from. Very peaceful. Uh, living good life. Like you have your options. You have your options to shop. Really, some of the best Publix in the city, let alone the state. Um, I don't think that has. Well, it has a Walmart community market, which is one of the best smaller version of Walmart that's not a super center. It has a lot of places to eat. Vestavia is wide. Like if you you could spend most of your time in one part of Vestavia and don't even mess with the Cahaba Heights area. Like everybody goes across the Cahaba Heights area at some point, but you can also go towards West Vestavia, close to Hoover, that you can live a sustainable life without really having to go anywhere. So I will back that up with the schools. Schools are amazing. They definitely put money in the schools. They definitely have education in school. As you know, they have sports. They have really good sports teams across the board. With it now, do they have a great chance of being a powerhouse in themselves with the right recruiting and stuff like that. But you have a really high chance of earning scholarships and having a great education and going to a great university growing up in Vestavia Hills. I mean, and Cahaba Heights had so many options from shopping to eating, just wanting to see a beautiful scenery. Now, if it rains, some of those places, it's not gonna look well because it's raining, but they still have good options on the inside. You know, they have a lot of options. They have apartments. They have a lot of options to grow and build houses. They have a lot of different sections with grocery stores, this, that, and the other to make it work. I mean, they're awesome. One of my favorite places. I definitely stayed there in some apartments at one point. I would not mind going back, but I also wouldn't mind having a house there. Honestly, if I had opportunity to live near Birmingham in that area and afford it, that would be one of them. You know, shout out to Creekview because I enjoy those apartments. Neighbors, hit and miss. Apartments, great. Like, you just couldn't. Like, you had a peace of mind. You could be productive. You could relax. You wasn't too far from anything. Every direction is good for you when you're in Vestavia. So everything around you, you have so many options. You don't necessarily need to go downtown to Birmingham unless it's work or school or something like that, like college. I mean, they really have a little bit of everything. I ain't gonna lie.
Two areas because they're right beside each other and share the same zip
I know
code.
it's the funny. I was
Forest
saying
Park
Jesus.
and Crestwood. Now, to be honest, Forest Park and Crestwood are probably one of my favorite places on this whole list. My wife and I's first apartment after being married was in Forest Park. They're both located just southeast of downtown Birmingham. There are some of the original suburbs of Birmingham, and so like other places in that area, most of the homes date back to the early 1900s to 1950s, with a mix of craftsman and colonial revival. Single-family homes in Forest Park sell for an average price of $573,000, but you can easily spend closer to $1 million. The community has mature trees, restored older businesses that have been turned into some of the coolest, hippest places around. Hippest? Do I sound like a millennial with that? Well, you know what I mean. There's some of the coolest places to eat and shop in Birmingham. Just take a stroll through Claremont Avenue and you'll see why it's one of the best places in all of Birmingham, with the unique spots like the shop, which is a cool little garden shop, and then the Journal Cafe, which is right beside it. Crestwood has two parts, Crestwood South and Crestwood North. In Crestwood South, you'll find cottages and little bungalows, while in the north, you'll find mid-century modern and ranch-style homes. Crestwood North, the average sale price is around $588,000, while in Crestwood South, it's about $350,000. Overall, homes in Crestwood average $374,000. This neighborhood is really popular because of its location for newlyweds and young professionals. Crestwood has seen an influx of new restaurants, cafes, and shops. Crestwood Tavern and the filling station are really popular places to eat here. There's also a really cool little bookstore called Thank You Books that we always find ourselves going to when we're in that area. Now, for bonus points, let's talk about Crestline. Crestline is a really popular...
Time out. I kind of want to add Crestline into this, actually. But the last two places, Eastwood and Forest Park, they are going to be on the east side of Mountain Brook and northeast of Vestavia Hills. Really great places, really peaceful, love the scenery. One of the most underrated areas compared to the rest of these in this video. Definitely more affordable. They have some food options that are really good, but to me, in my personal opinion, I would go to Vestavia Hills towards the 280 direction, Cahaba Heights, for more options pertaining to food. If you're eating healthy, you definitely will aim to other places. The filling station is a really good place. The places over in that area, Crestwood Park, is really good to be at. Peace of mind. It feels isolated and like ducked off. The traffic goes through, but it doesn't interrupt the vibes there, you know? Not to mention, it's nice. It's nice. It's nice for, you know, the couple that's trying to build up and save money. Not too far from the airport. If you go to Atlanta a lot, you definitely will have better chances of leaving out of there from that direction than Vestavia Hills or Mountain Brook. Another place that's not that far from downtown, but at the same time, it's like you don't miss. You don't miss with having options to all the directions that you need to go to, something to do, or somewhere to eat. So, to me, there's a lot of, in Crestwood, there's a lot of places that you can go grab a bite to eat. I wouldn't say like restaurants pertaining to like sit down, not as many. There's a good amount, but not as many as like Cahaba Heights. Sorry, I'm trying to miss my elbow. I look doing all this. I look weird. And not as many options as Homewood and close proximity. Or compared to Vestavia Hills, not as many. But there are a good amount, enough. So I can back that up.
Area for first-time home buyers, Crestline is zoned for Birmingham schools. The median home price in Crestline is a little under $500,000. So if you're looking for a charming neighborhood that's not as high priced as Mount Brook, but still offers the proximity to the area's amenities, Crestline is definitely the best place for that. A lot of these homes are going to be your mid-century modern look as well. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this isn't all the different areas in Birmingham. I just don't have enough time for that. But if you want to check out different areas, I have a video for all the different cities around Birmingham. So check out those. You can also reach out to me for questions about which area might be best for you. I'd love to help. You can use the calendar link below to book a one-time call with me so we can talk more about it. As always, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe button so you don't miss another episode. All right, I'll see you on the next one.
All right, so hear me out. I think he should do more videos. I think he should cover more Metro Birmingham videos. I think he does real good. I think he covers a lot of that pertaining to a lot of good neighborhoods. Some with Homewood, I'll put it this way. Homewood will be the most diverse out of the group that he named, right? So definitely for like a good home, good peace of mind, good school systems, with the exception of Crestline, you can't really miss. I would say Crestwood and Forest Park doesn't also have too many options pertaining to ranked education. But you know, for the whole family vibe, the rest of them back up, they make sense. I want him, but here's the thing: all the places they covered is Metro Birmingham, right at the south of Birmingham city limits, like from the south to the like southeast. He still hasn't covered like the southwest. He still hasn't covered like part of the north because there's a part of the north that he can like talk about and review. And I'll even go to say, um, Pelham, Pelham, Hoover. There's a few places. There's with Birmingham, with the inner cities of Birmingham. I will tell y'all this, especially in the Black community and Hispanic community. Everybody makes a nice neighborhood out of a few blocks, cubby holes. Probably said that wrong, but little sections that are really, really nice and give you that peaceful area. Not as many options, kind of as many options, but it's just the way you perceive it. The school systems, you know, they are getting better. They are much better than when I grew up at, so there's nothing to sneeze at. But if you want top quality education with a certain amount of classes that will treat your child well and have your child have a lot of capabilities before college, those will be the safer areas to be at. But they're not the only options, right? I would just say they have a high amount of options compared to inner city Birmingham. So take that as you will. I will sit here and say these options was majority. There's gonna be majority Caucasian in these areas. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It is what it is. But it just so happens these areas have a lot of great options, a lot of good educational schools, scenery, a peace of mind is what I think about. But the peace of mind can also be made in areas where if you want it to be pushing all around you on a consistent basis, I will stay here and vouch to say that these areas are just that compared to inner city Birmingham, where all the projects and stuff like that is. If you can't really relate to that, there's places in between that is a mixture of kind of like getting away from the hood, but not too far unfamiliar for you to make that transition. Um, Gardendale, Fondale, those places are really nice. They have the same potential as Homewood. They just on the north side. Um, Adamsville has a lot of potential if they invest enough money into it. I believe Adamsville could possibly, with the right people, could be the next Trustville. I'm just saying. But that's not here or there. We'll see where they go with it in the future and continue to build around Birmingham and within Birmingham. Let me know if you live here in Birmingham. Let me know what your take is on the comment section down below. Definitely help me with the inner city spots in Birmingham. I can't name all the neighborhoods and stuff like that, but there's a lot of good ones. Enid Ridge. I'm trying to think. There's some that have so many names that I didn't even think about. I just kind of put it under the bigger West End or Crestwood, Eastwood, Woodlawn area. It's like not the neighborhoods. So, but until next time, till next video,